welcome. So, but back to Drain Sim World 3. Well, Bob Pard, probably pronounced that wrong, upon us. But I'm just gonna join in with the little talk about Drain Sim World 4, which is obviously being leaked a couple of weeks ago now. Probably about a month by this point ago. So yeah, like I said, it's probably about a month to get out of the way. A month or so ago, probably around that sort of time frame. And obviously, I'm not going to copy what everyone else has come out with, but it will be slightly. But obviously, what will that be? I don't know. I know people have found files which suggest it Drain Sim World 4 as well on the Epic Game side of things. And they found a lot of files, which is obviously all of the TSW3's routes, so that'd be one of them. So this, for an example. But obviously, nothing. There's only for coming in that list for future add-on side of things in that list. The only one that you can directly understand what it is the Flying Scotsman, because people know that is the only named pack in that entire list. So that obviously will suggest an East Coast main line, either one of the sections on it. It does mean more northern routes, so there would need more southern route stuff there. So it is getting, perhaps there's now more northern routes in the game, like I said a couple months ago now, but there's probably more northern based routes now in the game than southern based routes in the game. And we've got too many southern routes, now we've got too many northern routes. So you can't win. But back onto it again. I don't know how freaking trains are. But back to it. What I'm going to mostly talk about the sort of features, because what could they add apart from obviously continual dynamic weather, the rain drops, snow build up, thunderstorms, the flashing off of the catenary and the third rail absorbed as well. And I think, noisy person outside, the 90% likelihood it will be a guard mode that will come to the game and be implemented on all routes that it can be used on. That has had some sort of sets up done, because quite a few trains in the last couple of weeks, at least for couple times now, have had that feature pretty much added to them. So potentially could a guard mode actually be on its way to our hands, as it were. I'm not too bothered if it does, which I know some people are in the same boat. They're not too bothered. Where the heck is the next turn anyway? Not a clue. The freight train parked up down there. Can't remember how frequently they are on this route, but hey ho. And the other one is pretty much multiplayer, which ain't gonna work. I wouldn't use it. I know quite a few other people have gone, not really, it's not my type. The game isn't built for it. This is not built for multiplayer. This type of game is not built for that. And I mean that very true. But other things could be a VR mode, but I think if they did that, it would be a whole new game. they'd have to release it again, pretty much. Anyway, not just for TSW4, but an actual version dedicated to VR to have the capabilities of it, so you've got your hands in some respects, instead of going zip with the control sort of thing, or keyboard, or mouse, and a mouse. But yeah, there's not much that they could add in that sort of rounds, but the other things are an improved scenario designer, livery editor. They will be something which will probably get improved quite heavily by this point, because obviously it will be the third iteration that they've been in on TSW4. And at the same time, could it be also when it releases, it be the main thing, the reason why there's not been, the last update was, to be fair, a bit pathetic. That was put out there because it wasn't really bug fixing, it wasn't anything to do with that, it was literally a couple little things, collectible wise, which I don't think there was any for this map, but collectibles and stuff. Yeah, I'm kind of I wasn't too overly bothered. That's why there wasn't another video on that. So, because there's obviously loads of bugs in this game right now. A lot of routes are a bit all over the place with a bit of a choppiness with lag. Because Southeastern has got a bit choppy recently due to layers and stuff on that route now. But off London Brighton's gotten actually quite bad recently, I've noticed. And obviously on that, with the back of the 377s anyway, door being open, there's another bug which they are aware of, because I've seen that on the forums. And at the same time, the game crashing. Lots of issues on Midland Main Line at the moment as well. Obviously on PlayStation 5, PC has had the issues as well of it crashing. So I've had that issue as well on at least the long haul journeys, not the short ones. But that don't go south. There's just east to west sort of trips on the map anyway. But yeah, there's been nothing like that. I know they're investigating the crashes at the moment. That's the last update days ago was said out on the forums. But for TSW4, there wouldn't be any other. Going back to the features, I can't see many more features that are needed. The heck? God's down there apparently. That's a bug. But obviously more character designs is perhaps one of them, but I know they did do a load of new characters when it came to TSW4's release. So yeah. But at the same time, they still haven't got much on them, they've still only got an umbrella to wet. And at the same time, I know it's in some sense mainly the reason, but when it comes to dynamic, there's a green light. To that, and distant scenery can be a little bit more better, because it's, to be fair, it's actually got good on this. Minus, fair enough, you wouldn't see trees on that far down there, but that is probably quite bad, because it probably would be quite treed up. And perhaps under shading might could do with it. And obviously there's the on and off bits of tannery which you're missing on quite a few routes. There's officially a green light in either direction. Perhaps the stop markers wise, because it's as the crow flies, that could be something which could be improved upon. Because to be fairness, it is a bit pathetic when it is as the crow flies, because it goes down, then all of a sudden goes back up again. You just go, we're moving away from that here, we shouldn't be doing that. But it's because it's how it's been set up. When it comes for, obviously this is now it's going on to other bits, perhaps over areas which I could pick on, are in service mode, just on the foot mode. Obviously, to have dynamic weather, keep that, but have another which you can say between to start with, like you got cloud or rain, fog, storm sort of thing. Have it so you've got another way of saying, oh, the percentage chance of it changing is obviously not zero because it wouldn't be done at, but have it so there's like it's so much for that, so much for this, and so much for that as a BL103 turns up. So yeah, just to make it a little bit more interesting, you can almost somewhat guess and what it will be, because hypothetically you just saw a web broadcast or seen something like that online, obviously on the web reports for that day, sort of thing. So yeah, there is a lot which possibly can be done to the game. There is. You can't say not to it, really. And I know some people have come out and said, might be one person's come out and said it might be they might be trying to push a new Swiss route out because they put the Swiss stuff on sale. Obviously that didn't hit console because it was only on PC. Don't think it did anyway. But they did. But if they did that, it could be something to do with it. And if it's a part of the deluxe edition, obviously it'd be the Erosa line or on for TSW anyway, or Lausanne Le. But I can't see them improving that route because that's not Dovetail. That's But like going back to it, like I said about it'd probably be it'd be another route. Would it be made by Dovetail? Who knows? But I can't see it being that person. I can see it staying with the standard three countries of Britain, Germany, and America, and then having a deluxe as a route which is already on TSW3. So potentially there could be a Rosa line upgrade, or say just an upgrade for a route which is on TSW3, or even go back enough, a route that came out during TSW2's era, not preserved collection. Or it could be one of the preserved routes from TSW1 or TSW2. It'd be more likely one of those routes. Potentially, people have said that they could do with it. To be honest, yes, it could. But Long Island, do a southeastern version of it, but have it as they could include as the deluxe edition. To be fairness, instead, but have it so it's obviously still pickupable, and then do like they did for TSW3, the countries wise, so you get a couple of routes with the British version, same with the American and German sort of thing. Because I think they do that. It was Trains and Classic that did a Swiss pickup as well for collection wise. So yes and no. Is it needed? Not really. Is perhaps TSW4 needed? Probably not. Will I pick it up? Yes. But it's obviously it does mean TSW3 will stop getting touches. It'll probably stop getting updates, because I know on TSW2 they're still waiting on updates because it keeps because updates for bug fixes and so forth on it, and it hasn't turned up. And perhaps more things are roads, but perhaps more better roads and stuff, road systems, the floating car over there. If Dovetail are watching. So yeah, obviously I know people want more routes with red signals in it, so I'm gonna just say perhaps the main routes to come with it is one of them's going to be East Coast. One of them is the East Coast Main Line. For America, could it be another part of the Northeast Corridor, or could it be a part of New Jersey's rail network, or could it be something based on steam? Because I can't see it being another freight route. Therefore, release-wise, I think it will have freight in it. It will have something from Sandpatch Grade or Cahoon Pass layer into it. But I can see it being a passenger route with either one or the other, or Southern Union Pacific layering into the route. But if it does that, it'd be, like I said, something from Sandpatch Grade or Cahoon Pass, which I know I'm probably mispronouncing. So it'd be one or the other of that. And then for the German route, because I know this is the second route which they've set an old time, as the old school sort of routes. But I'm not sure, because what's he say? It'd be obviously it'd be a passenger freight route, and it'd be something with all the trains can layer onto. That's all in the game, and at the same time utilise bits of LZB as well, PZB, obviously FIFA, but it'd probably be something modern again. So yeah, then so I'm not fully sure on that, unless they decide to do, like I said, it'd be another route upgrade and do Munich-Augsburg and completely overhaul the whole route. And I mean overhaul the whole thing. Not necessarily put new Vic trains on it, because in the route wise they could have to, in some respects of it, release that, as I suppose they could still release it with a new train and have it as on the pack wise, because obviously some people would have had South East but not 465, so they could in some respects, and potentially do it so the 4BR 420 can run on it as a lab, because I know that's been in the vent for ages. And at the same time, put in the ICE-1 onto it, because obviously it probably does run on that line as well in real life, along with the ICE-3 from Coen-Aachen or Coen-Aachen, and at the same time the BR101 onto it. Put a lot more services, Vent-Vise on it, a lot more AI, make it a lot more alive. Because to be fair now, it is probably one of the worst off routes at the moment, along with Long Island. But I'm not sure. It'll probably be a new route again. But I'm not sure unless they do another route out of Hamburg, the Hamburg Hangover line, or I'm trying to think of all the German routes on Train Sim. Or even might not be German. It could be Austrian. To be honest, because Austria does use German locos. They've got German capabilities, and they use PZB still. But it would be German. Hopefully, they're letting Germany out Austria at some point. And at the same time, potentially, could they scrap doing the having Germany into it and actually add another French route into the game, since obviously Dovetail owned by a French company. So yeah, I'll come back on that one, something as well. But going back to then for the deluxe, so it'd be a deluxe upgrade to if you haven't got the route, you'd have to pay extra. Pay the deluxe for the deluxe. If you've got the route, you get it for free, like how how Spirit of Steam worked. And obviously all routes from TSW3 onto TSW4 will be free, whatever, so you don't pay for it again. and it'd be, like I said, a Long Island upgrade with the extensions, which I know other people have said on YouTube, so I won't go on about it. And perhaps add the M3 as a special, as the train with an M7 with a 100% redone timetable as well, because it heftily badly needs it as well. So yeah, or even add another train to it as well, which they could do as well, to be honest. Going back onto why potentially it could be a French route, like I said, it's because it's done by French. Dovetail is owned by a French company. They did a couple, obviously not long after that there was a free week where you could get all the French routes for free, and if you didn't do that, I have no idea what to say. So yeah, onto that one, because I'd recommend anyone to pick stuff up that's free all the time. Even if you're not going to use it, it's free, you're not wasting money on it. And give it a try, you never know, you might like it. But the reason why I'm also now going to come into about why possibly the reason for a TSW4 release it will be is probably because of the new owners. They probably pushed it, frankly honest, because I think that is probably the main reason why they've pushed it. And they're probably pushing it to potentially add multiplayer and then into it to try and see if I can make more quick buck off of it as well. But obviously, like I said, this game's not designed for multiplayer. So, hey ho. So yeah, I'll leave that on to you. Comment down below why. Perhaps other reasons. Because obviously, I can see more French routes coming out because the article was in French as well that people found out about TSW4. Hello 103. Yet again. I'll say shut up again. Whatever the German route that comes out, I can see it being something with that one, because I know people do want that and want it on more routes as well, as it's fast. So yeah, if I could go back to the main menu, I can see them trying to do something about this load times. Come on, come on, come on. Because I can't see, because they're going to need menus for this, because I'm also going to talk about how could they do the menus, because I think the menus is alright. The only problem is that with them in the release of TSW4, and it did that because the route crashed, was a crash a bit, but obviously will the save game bit, will that be broken again? Obviously, if I go to that and choose the route say, obviously all of these routes excuse me, will come over. Obviously training centre will probably be the only route base again, because all these are separate, downloadable. I think they only did that because of the 36, whatever it was, memory limit which the PlayStation had. But one thing which I hope can be fixed is a bug which has been on here since the release of TSW3 and the add-ons manager after that. All the routes still saying new on them, despite they're not new anymore. Especially if I go to say the sand patch onto the sand patch and it still says new on it. Same with all the logos. But yeah, I'll call that annoying. Missing name on there. But yeah, back to it with all the logo wise. So yeah, have that and that put together. So I might even remember, I think on not. I don't know if MTA services run anywhere near Long Island. I mean, actual livery, those that livery service wise will run stuff like, obviously, even adding the down here, where's the Amtrak country? Like the Amtrak services out of New York, onto it as well. So yeah, obviously I can see if they did that, there'd be a small. This will get another hit with improvements again, but I can see it loads up. Or these will get an update. Probably not. Obviously, quick play, I can see that staying the same, but having it a bit more painful because I got an hour service out of that apparently. And I was driving the limit the whole time. Fair enough, I was on B, so the training centre that will stay. Obviously, Creators Club. I can see that getting an upgrade, especially these two. Because I think this has obviously been here. This is still the same look and feel because that comes up every blooming time. But and how slow it can be to load up. So yeah, and ultimately to look through the pictures don't load up all the time, and it can be a very slow hug to load up. And plus, at the same time, I'm not going to press any buttons because I'm not mad. But say if I use that, obviously that number there's a bit complete wrong, but well, it's not going to do it. But the slowest of loads in history from that. Once again, the slowest load of the low death sentence. You might as well nickname it. But and actually, if I go down to my mods, say for an example, I've got Razor Dresden in, and it says I haven't got the pack, even though I have the pack. That's a bug as well, and that's a bug from the add-ons manager, I believe, as well. But come on. And also another one is, yeah, both about this have the problem for the AC64. The service the train doesn't load up in the timetable off the route side of things. They both have this issue, and obviously it's in the SC64s over here. In here you can find both timetables. So yeah, that's an issue as well. So at the same time, like I said, give the 101 more service priority as well. Give the 103 more, or even a Caltrain. Could that potentially get a hit? Because that's had issues ever since TSW4's release on it, and one of them was quite bad until the Allen Manager, which was game crashing. And the reason why the trains on this route are going to be so low on my list on how many times I've used them. I've lost the other ones. But level 4, level 6, level 5, level 9, probably the best one. No idea where the other one has gone. I can't remember what it was. But it's a freight loco or whatever. But obviously, potentially, Corridor is a route which could do with a hit. Along with Oakwood. Oakwood's had the same issue, to be fairness. That they're supposed to have that service added to it, but it hasn't. Obviously, the bi-level cab card doesn't still show up. GP30. But obviously, in here is where you can find north and southbound services in here. So, yeah, and the whole time that needs a complete timetable overhaul. To be fairness, quite a few of those routes could probably do with that as well. In this entire list. So, yeah. And obviously bug fixes and so forth. Like I said, it's still the only French route, so that's why potentially could we see another French route out, because there's now 2 Swiss routes, only 1 French. And at the same time, could this be this will probably end up getting fixed as well. Go away. but other still gets German routes and American routes all listed in it, obviously, and British. And perhaps they should remove the other bit and put Swiss down. But if I go to USA for an example, it will come up with just USA content, minus New York content out of my list, wise, because I haven't got the other. But yeah, or could Great Western have something done to it? Because this needs a horrific badly. That timetable needs a horrific bad overhaul. I think they've still got on Diesel's Legends the issue of a train failing over a buffer on it. So the other things could be improved on TSW 3 to 4 could be sounds, because that is awful. Because they've done the sounds in the Bakerloo, they need to put the sounds into that, and they did like a comment which I said about, which I have put up about that on their own Facebook post wise. Whether gains are more likely to like these things than they are, but hey ho. Obviously on foot, not sunny side hard. I don't know. Let's do Railway. Just to finish it off with. Go on. Go on. Oh. There's a the first route map I've picked up on this entire DLC. Jesus. Shows I don't really care about them. But yeah. Obviously this route doesn't have PSI that I'm fully integrated. There's none on this platform anymore. Yeah, no one's actually gonna see that. So I don't know if that's obviously a real place, which it is. There is probably one post there's there, but anyhow, in real life, so I wouldn't be surprised if there isn't. I guarantee there will not be any services on the road anywhere. This is an issue which I've noticed a lot. Yeah, there's another issue. For some strange reason, there's one. Layers don't seem to load up on routes if you go on them on foot quite often. There's an invisible wall here. So yeah. Shoot with no, that's it. So then guys, I'm gonna leave it here then guys. Nothing's coming really, so you won't be seeing it. But don't, so I'm gonna, like I said, leave it here then guys. So like, comment and subscribe, comment your ideas down below of TSW4 and perhaps your routes down below, because I keep doing them on the forum quite regularly. As well, putting a couple of routes as well. Well, I say couple, my local and joining in other people's conversations. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there, guys. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you all have an awesome day. Goodbye.